Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Become a supporter today for just $1 and vote on next week's first video, with more benefits coming soon, including a Discord and character sheets for all my builds. It's also dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. I wouldn't do any of this without you guys. Seriously, as long as there's one of you, I'm gonna keep making content. Today we're building a character that was one of the first requests I ever received, Anton Chigurh, from the movie No Country for Old Men. Anton is an extremely dangerous individual. That's basically all you need to know about him. There's not much there, and I'm serious about that. Anton is, simply put, dangerous. He is a sadistic, violent man with no morals and who is extremely controlled in everything he does. He is the very definition of lawful evil. You believe in using the best tool for the job, so we need to focus on a few things. You prefer ranged weapons that make no sound, you're a big dude but a silent one, and finally you're an expert tracker and can find people incredibly easily. I think everyone sees where this is going. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, and that's it. You're a simple person. I only need one book for this. We're using standard point array because it makes things so much simpler for you. We are multi-classing, but it's the same stat, so it's easy to keep an eye on. We'll start things off with Dex at 15. Accuracy, damage, range, and stealth, all one stat. Love it. Intelligence will follow at 14. You literally walked into the desert and quickly knew where to begin your hunt only after a few minutes. There were two guys who didn't even know where to start and they had been there for hours. Con will be next at 13. You have an extremely high pain tolerance, even though you can't ignore it, so you need to be able to take damage and move on. Wisdom will be 12. Combined with intelligence, you need this for hunting your targets and knowing if someone is going to say they've seen you. If you haven't seen the movie, you have no idea why I just said that. Let's just say you have a problem with people who mention you to other people. Strength will be low with 10. You are big, but it's not important for this build, and we have to drop charisma. People don't see you as a threat till you start asking weird questions or stare at them in silence. You're creepy. Anton is a human, but you can make him whatever the hell you want. Seriously, these builds are just simple guides to match the characters. You can make him a Goliath for all I care. Once you start making them, it's up to you to change how you feel they should be. Just make sure to grab what I say, and the build can only be improved by customizing. I've had to explain that recently. I thought saying customize enough times would help, but it didn't. Anyway, I'm making Anton a human. Fear and Human grants a free feat and skill with their stat improvements. Place +1 into Dex and Con. For your feat, Crossbow Expert allows you to ignore loading properties to crossbows that you are proficient with. Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature does not impose disadvantage on a ranged attack roll, and you can fire a hand crossbow with a bonus action when you attack with a one-handed weapon. If your DM allows firearms, take the feat Gunner instead if you want. I wouldn't though for two reasons. First, unless using a third-party company such as Kobold Press or the Modern Firearms in D&D suck. Seriously, they're bad. Also, unless you're in a modern campaign, firearms are loud. Really loud. And you like being quiet. Enough said. For your free skill, take Perception. For your background, you need Medicine and Survival. We're going to start things off with improving your skills right out the bat. Rogue grants you 4 skills. Take Athletics, Insight, Investigation, and Stealth. Level 1 rogues start things off with Expertise. Choosing 2 skills you're proficient with, you now double the proficiency bonus to those skills. We need 4 skills improved: Perception, Stealth, Investigation, and Survival. Choose 2 from those 4. We'll get 2 more Expertise later, so all 4 of them will receive it. I would suggest starting out with Stealth as part of the 2. Sneak Attack grants you bonus damage to an attack once per turn made with a finesse or ranged weapon while you have advantage on the attack or within 5 feet of an ally. This bonus damage starts out at a d6 but will grow over time. Thieves' Cant is a coded language of gestures, symbols, and phrases rogues use to talk in secret. Alright, we've improved your skills, let's start improving some combat capabilities. Level 1 fighters start off with a fighting style. Archery adds 2+ to the attack rolls with ranged weapons. Second Wind allows you to ignore wounds by healing yourself with a bonus action, 1d10 plus your fighter level. Level 2 fighters gain Action Surge. You can now grant yourself a free action once per short or long rest. Level 2 rogues receive cunning action. Dash, disengage, hide are now bonus actions for you. Level 3 rogues now have steady aim. You can now give yourself advantage by standing still and focusing on your attack. By using a bonus action on your turn, you don't move, your speed is reduced to 0 until the start of your next turn, but you now have advantage on your next attack. You also gain your subclass. Let's amp up damage even more. Assassins are great at hitting for much greater damage, and also things that don't apply to you, but we're not going to be taking those levels. I really love Assassin. It's a great thing, but it's not really what most people understand as assassins. It's more realistic with infiltration into crowded areas, not just stealth and killing. You now have proficiencies with Disguise Kit and Poisoner's Kit, and now have the feature Assassinate. When you attack a creature that hasn't taken its turn in combat yet, you gain advantage on the attack rolls against the creature, and you automatically score a critical hit if they are surprised. Your sneak attack is also now upgraded to 2d6. Level 4 rogues earn our first ability score improvement, bump up dex for better attack, stealth, damage, and AC. I really love dex, it does so much. Level 3 fighters gain their subclass. Let's improve damage again with Champion. Improve critical lets you now crit on a 19 or 20. Level 4 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Place this into Con to improve your health. Level 5 fighters now have extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action, or 4 times with an action surge. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 5 rogues receive Uncanny Dodge. Now when you see an attack that hits you, you can have the damage dealt to you. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to 3d6. Level 6 rogues gain 2 more expertise. Remember, we need perception, stealth, investigation, and survival to have expertise in them. So whichever 2 you still need to upgrade, go with those. Level 7 rogues now have evasion. When you succeed a dex saving throw, you take no damage and half on a failure. Your sneak attack is now 4d6. Level 8 rogues earn another ability score improvement. Let's raise wisdom up for better survival and perception. Level 7 champion fighters receive Remarkable Athlete. You can now add half of your proficiency bonus to any check that needs strength, dex, or con that you are not proficient with. When you make a running long jump, you can increase your jump distance by your strength modifier, which is 0. Okay, let's face it, you are a very strong man, but you don't do this type of things. You just walk really quietly and hit people with a crossbow. You're not running a triathlon. Level 8 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Raise intelligence to better investigate your targets. Level 9 fighters gain Indomitable. You can now reroll 1 failed saving throw once per long rest, including death saves. Level 10 champion fighters now have an additional fighting style. Superior Technique grants you a combat maneuver from the Battlemaster subclass and 1d6 superiority dice to use on your maneuver once per short or long rest. Ambush lets you add the superiority dice to a stealth or initiative roll. This means at this level, which is now character level 18, your stealth rolls are plus 17 plus 1d6, or your initiative roll is 1d20 plus 1d6 plus 5. Level 11 fighters receive another extra attack. You can now attack 3 times with a single attack action. Combined with action surge, you can now fire your crossbow 6 times and adding plus 7 to the attacks. Our final level is level 12 fighters, and you earn our final ability score improvement. Place this into wisdom for a passive perception of 25. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 16, Intelligence 16, Wisdom 16, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Fighter 12, Rogue 8. Alright, let's dive in. You are deadly. With a standard crossbow, you have a range of 80 feet. Your attacks are adding +7. You can fire 3 times normal, 6 times with an action surge. You're dealing 1d8 +5. You're adding 4d6 if you have advantage, which you can gain by just focusing, or an ally is within 5 feet. If you surprise them, which gives you advantage, you auto crit on the hit. This means using standard crit rules, you're dealing 2d8 plus 8d6 plus 5 damage. Not including any poison you can add. You're silent as a ghost with +17 to stealth, giving you a possible 18 to 37 on a possible stealth roll. On top of this, you can add a d6 to your stealth roll as well. The only way to make this better is if you take 3 levels into Ranger, which you can, and grab Pass Without Trace, making your stealth rolls +27 before you roll, giving you a possible 28 to 48 stealth roll. Hell, you can take 1 level in Monk at this point and give yourself an AC of 18 without armor. I wouldn't go with Monk. Ranger would be nice. You can gain another expertise, more damage features like favored enemy to add a d4, or take Hunter's Mark to add a d6 and better track. Speaking of tracking, your perception, survival, and investigation are adding +15. Since I just talked a lot about adding, if you roll for stats and now have open stat improvements, look up the feat Skulker. It will improve your stealth skills a lot. I was going to give it to you, but I wanted your intelligence and wisdom to be pretty good. Also, if you drop Assassin and choose a different rogue subclass, you can go further in and receive even more improved benefits, including reliable talent, which means you can never roll lower than a 10 on any roll of a skill you're proficient with. Assassin doesn't really have a lot of good features for you, so I decided not to dive too far into it. Downside. You only have 2 downsides, which will be fixed in your game. First, no magical damage. Your crossbow will mean nothing in high-level fighting without magic, but this will not be happening. It's doubtful that you will not get a magic weapon or be able to purchase a magic weapon, and chances are you will have someone in your party that can cast a spell to change that, such as the spell Magical Weapon or Elemental Weapon. Next, your charisma save is terrible. It's not the most used save against spells, but any charisma saving throw you're going to be bad at. But if you use point buy or roll for stats, you can raise this up from a negative pretty easily. Stay a safe distance to strike your targets in silence or sneak up behind them and leave them with no chance to escape. Thank you for joining me today. I release 2 new builds a week on YouTube and Spotify, so make sure to subscribe to not miss a single new build. Requests are always open, and if you like this build, check out all my other builds. Over on Patreon today, you can vote for the next build. Will it be Snake Plissken, John Wick, Detective Frank Drebin, or Son Goku?